What's going on, you guys? We're back. This is our first live stream in since the playoff game against the Rams. I'm super excited. We're outside. Let me know if the mic sounds okay. I want to make sure because I am in more of a obviously bigger room. So obviously the sound gonna be bouncing and everything. So let me know if the sound is okay, if I need to turn it up or whatever. Um, just let me know before we get started. How's everyone doing tonight? Let me see. No, I saw Caleb in here before. We hopped on stream. Let me see who else in here. Who else in here? Hold on. Okay, let me see. So, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So, we're back. Today is going to be more of a film breakdown on live stream. I'm going to go over my biggest prospects of the first round at this point for pick 19. I'm going to let y'all know who those players are going to be in this video here in a second. We're going to break some film down. You guys let me know who you guys like as well in this draft as well. It's going to be interesting just because the fact that free agency is here in about 2 weeks. And that's going to really determine what we're going to do, obviously, in the draft at pick 19. Because if we go linebacker with Quay Walker, Devin Bush, Devin Lloyd, Caden Ellis, that's probably going to change what we do in the draft. Obviously, if we decide to go edge, if we decide to go middle linebacker as well with Sonny Styles. But Dan Morgan did say that he does like best player available in a situation like this. He said that in his interview. So it's just going to be interesting. The free agency will determine what happens in the draft, in my opinion. So I'm going to pull this up real quick for you guys so we can get started right away. Let me see. Let me pull this up for you guys real quick. So we can see this. Okay. Here are my top targets at this current moment for pick 19. Okay. This is all just based off what Dan Morgan said. Okay. My personal favorite prospects as well so far in the first round. Number one is Sonny Styles. Obviously, he would be the number one draft prospect at linebacker if it wasn't for Arvell Reese as well. His running mate at Ohio State. Great tackler. Everything there, obviously, for Sonny Styles. Akeem Mesidor, my second best prospect. He is 24 years old, but he's one of the best players in this draft class, in my opinion, hands down, just top down as a pass rusher. And he's going to be probably the first person we break the film down here in a second as well, will be Akeem Mesidor. He is just one of the best players in this draft class. Simple as that. Age is not Matt. I don't care about the age. I'm going to be honest with you. If you want edge rusher, you want best player available, he's one of those guys, in my opinion. Let me see. Number 3 is Cassius Howell, another edge rusher. You're going to see this is kind of me kind of throwing at you guys. I think we are going to sign one of the big names at linebacker this free agency, which means edge rusher would probably be the next best available position that we would probably take at pick 19. Cassius Howell is my number 3 player currently rated for pick 19 at the moment. Number 4 is Mekhi Lemon. This one's going to be interesting just because of the fact that a lot of people probably don't think we need a receiver. I can kind of touch on that a little bit as well. Is Mekhi Lemon, he's one of my favorite players in this draft class. He is one of the most talented receivers and players in this draft as well. And because you have Jordan Tyson, because you have Carnell Tate, those are probably going to be the 1-2 off the board receiver. He could fall to 19 very realistically. Okay. And especially because Kenyon Sadiq just broke the record today, or sorry, at the combine for the 40 time for a tight end ever at a 4.39. He might leap. He might leap Mekhi Lemon when it comes to that receiver position, even though he's a tight end, obviously. But Caleb said, would you take a safety at 19? That was interesting. Obviously, there's a possibility just because of what Dan Morgan says about best player available in his opinion. So I do think safety is not out of the possibility, especially because there are safeties right now that are climbing up the board for everybody. Like the Oregon safety right now, he's climbing up everybody's board. So safety is not a crazy take when it comes to 19, just because of what Dan Morgan's philosophy is, just because of the talent level. He wants the best player available. He said when it all obviously cancels out, when you're a really good team, you're going to take for need. but we're not there yet. So he obviously said when it comes to best player available versus need at this position, or at this point in our at this point for us, he's obviously going to factor in best player available, because you never know when you're going to need the depth and that type of talent. So I think safety is not a crazy thing to say, especially because you need a free safety at this point. Obviously, you have Trayvon Moore. He's more of in the box type of safety. He's not your true zone coverage type of safety that you're probably looking for at this point for the Carolina Panthers. That's still a need at this point, right? So safety is not a crazy thing to say. But back to Mekhi Lemon with receiver. Receiver's still a need, believe it or not. Like, unless you guys believe in Xavier really get to turn it around and find a way to be good all of a sudden, receivers a need. And Mekhi Lemon is one of the best receivers and players in this draft class, especially in the slot. You have T-Mac, you have Coker. If you can get Mekhi Lemon to get in the slot for you, that would be a best player available type of pick. If he's at 19 and, you have a couple guys that are on your board still, if you're Dan Morgan, but you take Mekhi Lemon, he would be that type of prospect that you're taking for best player available, which he said, again, he likes. I'm trying to make this based off what Dan Morgan told us in his interview, okay? And then last but not least, I do have a left tackle Monroe Freeling out of Georgia on here because of that philosophy as well. We're going to watch some film on him as well. I know when you think offensive lineman in the first round, it's not great. But the reason why a left tackle is not a crazy thing to say, or just a lineman in general at pick 19, is because of the fact that Icky's injured. Okay, do you want to run with Yosh Nijman for an entire season? Also, Taylor Moen is kind of getting older. He is making a lot of money. So if you get a guy like a Monroe Freeling or a very good tackle right away, he's simply a great player, one of the best players in this draft class. If you're just taking pure talent involved at that position, Monroe Freeling is that good of a player. So with that being said, if you draft him in 19, he's stepping in right away. And I know that you can also move Icky to right tackle at some point when he gets back healthy. It's just kind of thinking about for the future, because that's what Dan Morgan seems like he wants to do, is take best player available at 19, or if you trade down, trade up, whatever, it's taking best player available to build for the future, not right now. Because drafting off need is building off right now. If you're the Eagles, you draft off need, right? Simple as that. Realistically, they've been drafting best player available, even if they don't need the positions, and it's working. That's why I think more franchises need to get in the habit of just drafting best player available, no matter how good you are, because that's what's going to get you to the top and win a Super Bowl. Okay. If we're in the mindset of that, I don't even care if Monroe Freeling is the player we take in the first round, because it makes sense. You have the injury to Icky. Taylor Moen is getting older. Monroe Freeling has the potential to be your starting left tackle and be a great left tackle for any team he's on. So it's kind of just building for the future, getting that guy for Bryce on the left side, on the line. So these are my top 5 right now. Obviously, it's going to change. I'm going to have my next stream. It's going to be my second round prospects, my top 5 for the second round. I've been going crazy with film lately. We're going to be doing a lot more videos and streams like this, probably twice a week for you guys as we creep up to the draft here in about 2 months. So with that being said, let's head right into the film. I do want to start off with Akeem Mesidor, okay? We're only going to do probably 2 to 3 players with film today. We're not going to do all 5. Just a couple players that you guys might not be aware of, like Sonny Styles. You guys probably already know a lot about him. Mekhi Lemon, same thing there. So I think the only 3 players I have for today's live stream is Akeem Mesidor, Monroe Freeling, and Cassius Howell. I might have some Sonny Styles film as well. But we're going to head right into the film. Let me get this up for you guys. We'll start with Monroe Freeling for you guys here. So this is his full film. Oh, yeah. Let me get this off first. Remove this. My bad, y'all. All I know is I want Jacob Rodriguez. Yes. Oh, yeah. Jacob Rodriguez, y'all, is one of the best players at linebacker. He would also not be a crazy take at first round. Okay. I just know he is right now a day 2 pick for a lot of people. Why? I don't know. He is simply one of the best 32 players in the draft. Like, it's not even a debate. He is honestly would be my video if that was a realistic option. But if he's going to fall to second round and you're the Panthers, you can get him there, then you're going to get him there, right? Now, will a team reach and probably draft him in the first round? Probably, because he's that good. I think it's going to be so dumb if he does fall to second round, because Jacob Rodriguez is that good of a player in this draft class. So, yes, I do agree. If we can get him in the second round, that would be the biggest deal. Whatever team drafts him, first round, second round, third round, wherever he goes, the team that drafts him is going to have a starting caliber level linebacker in the middle, in that second level for 10 plus years. He's that good. Size, age doesn't matter, in my opinion. He's that good. Just turn the film on. Okay. But yes, First player is going to be Monroe Freeland. He's a left tackle for Georgia. So I want to like get you guys aware of how good he really is, because obviously you guys probably are like, why are we taking left tackle? But let's just watch the film. You're going to see the one thing that he does do, Monroe Freeling, the one thing that he is really good at is just he pushes people, man. In the run game, he's one of the best run blockers in this draft class. He also has great feet when it comes to pass protection. And you're going to see that obviously nothing too crazy here in the first two clips. But I think just as we keep going, I'll pause it. But look at this. Great feet there, not letting them get leverage. Let me go back a little bit for you guys here. Watch, look, great feet. Does not let the edge rusher kind of get even close to getting pressure on him on that play. And then I think the biggest thing is with him is just his ability to run block as well. Look at that. Holds up his guy. Gets no pass rush, no pressure on that play. And this is against Ole Miss, by the way. All these clips are. He had I don't think he gave up a single pressure in this game, in this playoff game. You're going to see, boom, holds up there as well. But yeah, I mean, again, when you're talking about left tackles and linemen in general, it's hard to fathom taking that when you think you still need middle linebacker, need pass rusher. It's hard to look at a guy like a Monroe Freeling as a guy that should be picked at 19 or in the first round. We need that. But when Dan Morgan says best player available and building for the future, this is the type of player you get, because you have Icky, who's injured right now. You don't know how he's going to get back from that. And then you also have Taylor Moen, who's an old right tackle. What are you doing at tackle in the future in the next 3 years? This is the type of player that you would want to get, if that makes sense. So we're going to head into some more film, but let me get to some of the chats here. Micah said, if Jacob Rodriguez does fall this round 2, that is actually could benefit us. Honestly, I probably think he will fall to second round, just because of the fact that he's currently rated like not even in the top 5 for a lot of analysts and actual pro analysts that study the draft. I think it's stupid. I think Jacob Rodriguez is easily a top 5 linebacker in this draft class. If not, he's top 3. Because, I mean, when you watch his film, it's just simple. He's simply one of the best linebackers in this draft class. You turn the film on, he had like 130 total tackles in the last 3 years with Texas Tech. He could have won Heisman, or I don't know if I'm thinking of another linebacker in the actual NFL, but he had, I think, back-to-back years with 130 total tackles with Texas Tech. It's stupid. I think people just want to be different because they look at his 5'11" height, size, and they just don't like him for whatever reason. But it's dumb. He's one of the best tacklers. He does it all. Okay. Now, I also do think a team will probably like him enough to just decide to take him in the first round, because again, it would be dumb for him to fall, if that makes sense. Bro, Daniel Jeremiah said everybody winning day 2 just for Lions to snatch him. Yeah, and again, it's going to be a team like the Lions or the Eagles or one of the best players in the NFL, one of the best teams in the NFL to take a Jacob Rodriguez, because they're smart. They know what talent is, and Jacob Rodriguez is that, right? I mean, teams that need talent are simply just not very smart. Like, they look at size and they're like, oh, I'm scared to take that because he's 5'11", but you turn the tape on. That's all you need when you're drafting guys. It's just the tape. Are they playing well? The stats don't even really matter. It's just a tape, okay? Because obviously college is a lot of circumstances and everything like that. So, yes, you can have 100 tackles in the NFL. Like Christian Roseman had 100 tackles with the Rams. I mean, none of that was really impactful, right? So tackles don't really matter. It's how are you impacting the game? And Jacob Rodriguez impacts every part of the defense. So, yeah, if he falls to day 2, be aware for a great team that is going to be a contender next year to just snatch him out, and then he's one of the best linebackers already next year on that team. I mean, it's just something going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. Okay, back to the film from Monroe Freeling. Again, you're going to see what his pass protection, man. He just doesn't give up pressure, man. Look at that. Great feet, gives up no pressure. By the way, that's Princely's brother right there. But whenever you get to his run film, you guys are going to see why I really like him, because he moves people, man. He does not let anybody go. Look at that. Boom. First block. Sorry, that was not a run play. But when you see him get to the second level, that's when he's at his best. See him right here. This might be a run play, but look at that. Boom. Stop right there. Look at that. Leveled. Bang. 5 yards right there. And that's kind of what you want from your, linemen, is you want them, when they're run blocking, you want them to just hold the either edge rusher, or you want them to hold the interior defensive lineman up and just let the running back go. Simple as that, right? Because we see nowadays in the NFL, it's too easy for some of the best pass rushers to do it. But look, like this is simply elite. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. They're running this play right to the left side. Look at that. Pause right there. Holds him up right there. Holds him up. I mean, just doesn't give up a lot of movement to edge rushers, interior defensive linemen. He just does it all as a left tackle. And this is why I think if you want a lineman, Monroe Freeling is the way to go. You see this run play again. That one wasn't really great, but again, he doesn't really allow movement. Simple. It's just simple. This one again. Nothing really too much there. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this player at all. Let me know if you would like this play as well. If we did go Monroe Freeling, look at that. Pause right there. Look at that. Pushing him back, not letting any movement in the run game. Look at that. And gives the running back a nice little 7 yards on that play. Look at that. Boom, push. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever I mention Monroe Freeling being one of my favorite players, if we do take a lineman in the first round, this is what I mean. Look at this run play. Gets to second level and knows what to do. Bang. And then boom, knows what to do. Gives another block there. About a 10-yard gain right there. So yeah, let me know if y'all would like this pick at all if we ended up going there. But I just want to show you guys because I don't want to just yap and say, oh, left tackle, and then he's not any good. But Monroe Freeling is really good. Caleb said, if we do go tackle at 19, what position you attacking at 51? Again, that's all going to depend on free agency. I think, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, this offseason in general is lined up perfectly for us. Okay, you're probably wondering, how exactly? Well, you need linebacker. That's the worst position on your team right now. And the free agency has the best linebackers in a while. Quay Walker, Devin Lloyd, Caden Ellis, Devin Bush. Those are all 4 players that would instantly be your number 1 linebacker by far and be the best linebacker on probably 80% of teams in the NFL. And they're all in free agency. So you can get one of those players and be good at linebacker, in my opinion, because they're all that good. Have Trevor Wallace, hopefully be good next year in his 3rd season, but just not have to be the number 1 player, if that makes sense. And then you have the ability to now even more take best player available, like a Monroe Freeling. And then in your case, if we don't get like a Trey Hendrickson or a very good pass rusher in free agency or the first round, then you could take a guy like a Joshua Josephs out of Tennessee in the 2nd round, who I really like. But there's a lot of good linebackers even if in the draft as well. So it's going to be interesting kind of what we do in all aspects, but free agency is kind of where it starts, right? That's why right now it's kind of hard to gauge what we're going to do in the first round because we haven't done anything for agency yet. We haven't added anything in that first cycle, which is for agency. And then we'll kind of see kind of how it falls from there. But if we do go tackle at 19, let's say we get a linebacker, then at that point, I'm looking at edge rusher. I'm looking at corner as well, maybe safety. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but this is why Dan Morgan, I think, has the philosophy that he does, which is best player available, because it's the future, man. You never know when you're going to need a left tackle. Heading into this season, we probably never thought this offseason we would have thought we needed a left tackle because Ickey was healthy. He looked like he was ascending, and now he's hurt for the entire season. So it's just something you just never know. You got to go best player available, and it might not be a sexy pick if we do end up going Monroe Freeling, but it's just kind of how it's going to be if that works out. I still want Mansour Lane. The corner position is great, and that's another position as well that we got to talk about because, yes, we have Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn. But what if Mike Jackson gets injured, right? And God forbid, or let's say J.C. Horn gets injured, right? What are you going to do then? What if Mike Jackson leaves after this season? What are you going to have then? This is a very good corner draft class, right? So if you think Mansour Lane, Jermon McCoy, who are my top 2 corners in this draft, are that good to be picked at 19 if one of them fall, which I don't know if either of them are going to fall, to be honest with you, because they're both that good, then you take them. If you have that conviction with Dan Morgan, you think once Mike Jackson leave, we can have Mansour Lane be have one of the best duos at corner in the NFL. That's what you're thinking about when you're the Panthers. You're not thinking of, we need edge rusher, so we're going to take a guy that might not be that good right now, but we hope can be good. I think that's what we're trying to do, is just build for the future and build for just in case, then build for the right now and the need aspect of building a team, if that makes sense. What's up, Trizzy? Long time no see, sir. We're back. But yeah, that's my philosophy on that. I do agree with Dan Morgan. I love when he said that because a lot of GMs nowadays, when you're not a good team, you draft off need, but that's just not what you can do. Which is why receiver um, is a position that I think you got to consider. Corner as well, as you mentioned, because Mike Jackson could be gone, right? You got to consider all these factors. If you think a player's that good, then you just take them. Just take them. What'd you miss? Oh, nothing. We were just breaking film down from left tackle Monroe Freeland. I was just going over my top prospects right now, my top 5 first round kind of chances, kind of like the 5 players that I think we would probably be considering right now. Um, but yeah, nothing too much. We broke down a little bit of Monroe Freeland's film. Great left tackle, kind of just discussing how, an opportunity like this, when you're a team that has Icky out for the rest of the season, Taylor Moan's, kind of getting old and he's making a lot of money as well. Taking a guy like this is not a bad idea, especially because he's really good at that position. So it's kind of what I was mentioning on just kind of best player available versus need, drafting off that in the first round, just kind of all that. Not too much though. What's man? He said, didn't know you were live. I'm rarely on your videos, but when I see them, I watch. Nah, you good, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't been live in about a month, so I didn't expect a lot of people to pull up. I got to get more consistent on that. That's my bad, but we're back though. We're back. But yeah, let me know if you guys like Monroe Freeling, if you guys think this would be a good pick if we took him in the first round. Because again, it's not a sexy pick, right? It's not a player that you probably guys would want to take just because it's not a corner, it's not a receiver, it's not a linebacker, it's not an edge rusher. It's not one of those positions. But at the end of the day, this is a big position. At the end of the day, right? Left tackle is a big position, and if you can take him, and if he's better than Icky, you can move Icky to right tackle when he gets healthy, right? It's just thinking about stuff like that, which is why you just consider it. I'm not saying we got to do it because we do have other needs. Obviously, like we just won 8 and 9. We didn't win 11 games. We have other needs, but this is the type of player that you do have a chance to take a chance on, in my opinion, just because he's that good at the position. And again, Icky's out for the rest of the season. So let me know if you guys would like to see Monroe Freeland on the team. If we ended up taking him, how would you guys feel? 1 out of 10. I don't know. We'll see. Again, but good player. And then we're going to cut this off real quick and then get to Akeem Mesidor's film real quick as well. Remove this, get to Akeem Mesidor. In my opinion, one of the best edge rushers in this draft class, Akeem Mesidor. You guys want splashy players? The 24-year-old is going to be a splashy player. Let me put this video on here real quick for you guys. Akeem Mesidor. Now this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about film. One of the players at a position of need. This is just simply like when we're talking about one of the best players in this draft class. He's 24 years old, right? He played at Ruben Bain. I would argue he was better than Ruben Bain a lot of times this past season at the edge position. His size is great. He has great explosiveness. I mean, he can play on the outside. He can play on the inside. I think he's even better on the inside as well, where he can kind of, play like Aaron Donald kind of in the middle. Obviously, he doesn't have the size as he does, but kind of like just move people. He gets doubled and just goes in between them with ease. And you're going to see that with the film here. You're going to see him on the left side of your guys' screen on the edge with his hand in the dirt. You're going to watch his first play. Actually, I lied. He's actually he's right here. He's right in front of the right tackle. But he's not on the edge. He's kind of in the middle playing that 3-4 technique. And he's going to pretty much just split through with ease on this play. Look at that. Boom. And this is what he does a lot of the times, right? You're going to see it on his play as well. Boom, just cuts through. And I think this is what he's best at, in my opinion, when it comes to rushing the passer, is in the middle, because he knows how to maneuver and use his power, use his speed. Because you're going to watch him once again. Look at that right there. Watch him just beat the guard because he's faster. He's stronger than most of the guards that he's going to go up against. So it's just easy for him. Look at that. Boom. Right in between. Doesn't get the sack, but gets the pressure. You're going to see him right here on the right side of your screen. Look at that. I mean, just great hands right here on the right side on the left tackle. Goes around him, pushes him off, gets inside, again, gets more pressure. You can see him right here in the middle once again, not on the edge. You have Ruben Bain and 12 on the edge right here, but you're going to have him with the hand in the dirt. This is what he's best at when rushing the pass. Look at that. Boom. Kind of a double team. He has to kind of fight the guard and the tackle here because the tackle still hasn't got leverage yet. He just fights through it. Look at that. Boom. Makes a tackle there. It just doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. This is one of the best players at the position. Trizzy said left tackle is a premium position. Let's see how free agency shakes out. Exactly. That's what I was mentioning too, man. It's going to be big. Obviously, that's going to determine what happens in the draft for us. But if we don't take left tackle and we run with it, I would not be upset with left tackle personally. Mr. Leather Helmet himself. Caleb says, you think we go edge again after drafting 2 last year? I know we need it now, but I think let them develop. Oh, yeah. I totally agree with you. I just think, again, because of Dan Morgan's philosophy with the best player available instead of need, I think that's what could make the difference, if that makes sense, right? Akeem Mesidor, I think he would be the best player on the edge for us if we drafted him right away. So if the front office values his experience being 24 years old, right, and his ability just being so talented as he is already at the edge position and thinks he could be the best player and make an instant impact right away, it's not a crazy thing to say, right? And obviously developing is great and all. Princely didn't play that much last year. He played like 25% of the snaps. And then Nick scoring. Film was decent, okay? I didn't really love his film just because of the fact that like half of his 5 sacks were coverage sacks, really. So it's a lot of developing that needs to happen. So I think edge is still a premium position, if that makes sense. It's still a premium position that we should need to look at, in my opinion, when it comes to the draft, the first round. But I do see what you're saying, right? We took 2 last year. Princely, in my opinion, was one of my favorite players last year in terms of rushing the passer in the draft. And he still has immense potential there. But Tree said, I've seen a few mock drafts of us taking Akeem first round, but after the combine, that might change. Yeah. It's going to be interesting because this draft is full of so much talent, especially on the defense side of the ball. So until we get to the first round, like a week before, we're probably not going to know like the top 3 that we're really looking at. Because right now, man, there's so many pass rushers like Cassius Howell could be in the mix, Akeem Mesidor, Keldrick Falk. I love Keldrick Falk, but he has, a lot of interesting stuff that you got to kind of dive deep into to really want to select him in the first round, if that makes sense. Middle linebacker, corner, receiver. There's so much that goes into this draft, man. This is a deep draft class at a lot of needs that we have personally that you got to consider if you're Dan Morgan. So it's going to be interesting. But Akeem Mesidor, simply, if we drafted, I'll be super pumped. What's up? He said, I feel we need to go defensive tackle and linebacker. Yeah, I will not be mad at an interior as well. Again, I mean, it's just kind of when Dan Morgan says he wants best player available, anything's on the table. Simply, anything's on the table. Linebacker obviously is going to be always a need, especially even if we draft somebody get one of the big 4. In free agency, I still think it probably will be a need for Dan Morgan to kind of like get some depth if he thinks that there's a player too good to pass up on at 19 at that position. But yeah, I agree. I see a lot of Caleb Banks and Peter Woods. I personally would not want Peter Woods. I don't. He's not. Again, the only reason why I don't. How do I say this? Only reason why you guys are seeing guys like Peter Woods, Avion Terrell, and obviously TJ Parker is because of the fact that they're on Clemson. I will not be mad with TJ Parker. That's the only one I would be not upset at. Peter Woods, I don't want Peter Woods. I just don't. I don't look at him as a player that I personally value, especially because we already have Derek Brown. So like we don't need it that much, especially because he's not that good, right? I just don't. I didn't watch the film from Peter Woods and nothing jumped out to me. It's just because they're on Clemson. Like even Avion Terrell, he's not that good of a cornerback. Simple as that. It's literally Mansour Lane and Jamal McCoy as the top 2 in my opinion, talent wise. But obviously, TJ Parker, if you wanted to go pass rusher, he had a great 2024 season with Clemson. So that will not be a bad pick at all. But Peter Woods, no, I'm good. DB needs help. Next year, not really if you're healthy. But yes, in 2026, this is why you draft best player available, because you don't know how everything's going to shake out, especially with Mike Jackson's situation. So I agree with the corner. This draft is deep in inside linebacker. We can definitely get a good linebacker in the second round. Absolutely. I agree. I so agree. That's why I'm saying middle linebacker might not be something that I might go after in the first round, especially if we sign one of the big four. Just, yeah, because you got guys like Deontay Lawson from Alabama, one of my favorite players at linebacker, in my opinion, in this draft class. Kind of undersized, but very, 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 very good at linebacker. Let me see. We'll get back to the film here in a second. Finish up this Akeem Mesidor film real quick. Let me go down. Yeah, let me know how would you guys feel about Akeem Mesidor as well. Look at that. Hand in dirt again. Just does everything. Does everything. He plays on the edge, can play in the middle. Boom. Man, what a play. Look at that. Great hands, dips under the tackle right there. Strip sack. It's right here. Hand in dirt again. Has to fight against two guards. Gets in between so easily. So easily, just gets pressure with ease. So where's he at again? Okay, he's in the middle again. Wow. I mean, he's right here. Like, how can you pass up on a guy like this? If you're trying to take best player available, how would you possibly not think this is probably the best player available at 19, in my opinion? So good. So good. Look at that. Just great hands. Just great ability all around as an edge rusher. But imagine Caleb Bakes with Derek Brown. Oh, that would be lethal. Same with Peter Woods as well. Honestly, I just don't think he's that good. But Caleb Banks, yeah. My bad. I was talking about Derek Brown may need help. No, I agree. Especially if you want to. I was talking about just Peter Woods personally. I don't want Peter Woods. If you want to go that route, don't take Peter Woods. That's all I'm saying. I do agree. If you're taking best player available and you want to get Derek Brown some help, I will not be upset at that, obviously. But even Field Yates has us getting Akeem in the first round. Yeah, I mean, it would be a great pick to do it. Would be an absolute great pick. Let me see. But yeah, let me know if you guys like Monroe Freeland, Akeem Mesidor, how you guys feel. What's y'all's current, like, number one position right now in the first round? Like, if you had to go one position right now, just based off the talent, based off need as well, are you guys taking linebacker first round, taking edge rusher, taking corner? What are you guys taking just based off personal preference? Me personally, I'm going edge rusher because there's so many good guys there, and I still think we need it. Just based off personal preference, if it's Cassius Howell, if it's Akeem Mesidor, one of those two probably would be preferred, but let me see. I'm pulling this up right now for you guys real quick. I'm trying to see. But yeah, we're going to be, okay, a underrated say, Zane Durant. Good, great player. Had a great 2024 season. Probably the best, honestly, interior defensive tackle in this draft class, just based off pure talent, is Zane Durant. I agree. Good take. Let me see. I'm trying to. Let me see. Okay, so for you guys, real quick, let me see. My bad. I'm trying to pull this up for you. Just want to show you guys this real quick because I do have something up real quick. I am posting more consistently on this for you guys. Let me drop this. Hide this real quick. It's my Patreon. You guys, if you guys want to go follow it real quick, it's Panther Plug Patreon. I have a lot of free stuff on here. You guys watch film or whatnot. Like I have Eli Stowers tight end. I posted that today. I have a lot of film on here. for you guys to just go ahead and watch. I'm gonna be posting a ton of film. And if you guys want to like individually get the edge rusher, corners, whatever, it's gonna be 50 different games in each of those compilations. But I do have a bunch of film on my Patreon, a lot of free stuff. If you guys just want the free stuff, obviously you guys can watch that. If you guys want the full corner breakdown, like all the corner prospects of this draft from first round to seventh round, it's just $4 for each one. You guys obviously don't have to do that because I have free stuff on here as well. But it's my Patreon. Okay, I have free stuff on here if you guys want to watch it. As I mentioned, Cassius Howell film. See, you guys can watch that. Mansour Delane, you guys can watch that film. Tight end film, edge rusher film, and then again the individual stuff. All the tight ends, all the corners, all the edge rushers. You're gonna keep filling before the draft. So feel free. I could put the link in the stream so you guys can go look at that. Just go follow it. You guys don't have to buy none, but just follow it because I'm gonna be posting free. Posting free film every week. And then if you guys want to get the individual stuff, as I mentioned here, that would be there as well for you guys. So that's my Patreon. I'm gonna start being really consistent there because obviously the draft is coming up. I want you guys to get the full ALL22s from me on there, so you guys have everything there. So let me see. Get back to I was leaning towards linebacker first round, but what after I saw a linebacker that I wanted probably goes in top 10 picks, so I got to go with the edge. Talking about Alvaro Reese or Sonny Styles, or no, Jacob Rodriguez probably is going to be top 10 just because no one likes him for whatever reason. What's somebody said? What did I miss? Nothing. Well, that's a lie. We just broke down film from Monroe Freeling, the left tackle from Georgia. We broke some Akeem Mesidor film down as well. And I just went over my top 5 prospects right now for pick 19. And then we're going to have second round probably sometime next week. Probably next week. We'll just do the same live stream, do my second round prospects right now. Watch some film. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Imagine we got Sadiq at 19. I doubt it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I doubt Sadiq is going to be at pick 19. I doubt it. So, but I hope so. Shoot. But I doubt it, be honest. We don't need edge. That's why we draft Scoring and Princely. Derek Brown needs more help. That will create more pressure. Okay, so you're more of a defensive tackle type of guy. Me personally, again, I don't care, to be honest, what we get. As long as it's a good player. That's really where I'm at with this. As long as he's a good player and he has great potential as well, that's all I need. So, yeah, that's all the film I do have, actually. I should have done a little bit more, but that's all the film I have for my top 5. We're going to have my top 5 for next week for the second round. I'm going to have all 5 because I'm assuming you guys probably won't have a lot of knowledge on the second round players, third round players because they're not talked about as much. So for next week, live stream is probably going to be an hour 30, but I don't know if you guys would like that at all. But our stream next week is going to be probably pretty long because we're going to have every single prospect, the top 5 for the second round for the Panthers. I'm going to have film for. And we could just break it down, that quick film, break it down for us, and then we'll be good to go. So this is the film that I have for you guys today. The top 5 players that I mentioned: Sonny Styles, Akeem Mesidor, Cassius Howell, Mekhi Lemon, and who was last? Monroe Freeling. Sorry. Yeah. So that's all. And then again, my Patreon is up. Panther Plug. Just look up Panther Plug Patreon. I can also put the link in here as well for you guys real quick, so you guys can go watch some film for some of the top players in the draft. You see, my bad, I'm typing, taking forever. I can't find it. Whatever. Okay, but yeah, you guys also have my Twitter as well, so it'll be in there somewhere. But that's a live stream, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. More people showed up than I thought. I cannot speak right now. More people showed up than I thought just because It's our first stream in a while. So happy we got double digits in here. Hopefully we can continue to grow that every single live stream and continue to do that. And we're going to be more consistent, man, as we keep going with the off season. So make sure I like this video for me. Subscribe if you guys are new to the stream and the channel. And I'll see you guys next week. A video will be coming out Monday as well. So I'm going to be recording something tomorrow and it'll be coming out Monday for you guys. So stay tuned for that. That being said, y'all, keep pounding. And we'll have a crazy stream next week with